personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out. I don't care who you are.
Says camera. If Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather gets made, it does more than Terrence Crawford Canelo on Netflix.
Oh wow!
Clip that.
It's without a good, I don't know, interview, Floyd, or it's just his imagination. But it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
Leonard Ellerbe has warned Floyd Mayweather not to fight Manny Pacquiao. He emphasized that boxing is a brutal sport where one wrong punch can change a fighter's entire future. Ellerbe advised that in the later stages of a career, fighters should avoid risky fights and instead focus on securing their earnings and protecting their health. He believed that once a legacy is proven, there's no need to prove anything further, and older fighters should enjoy life rather than chase unnecessary danger.
Do what's best for him. If he feels as though the time is now to walk away, but I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out. I don't care who you are. And boxing is a brutal sport, and all it takes is, one punch here, one punch here, and again, the whole life is completely changed. And the key is to get in this sport and to become successful, meaning fight the best guys that are out there, and then make a lot of money, and then be able to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. Take care of your family. That's what it's all about.
In a rare public statement, Floyd Mayweather's son made it clear he does not support the idea of his father returning to face Manny Pacquiao in a rematch. While not directly naming Pacquiao, his comments reveal a deep concern for his father's well-being. He appears to believe that Floyd has already done enough in the sport and has nothing left to prove. The suggestion to avoid a second bout comes from a place of personal care rather than competition. It's a stance that highlights how families of retired fighters often carry more concern for their loved ones' health and legacy.
I don't know. You gotta ask him. No. Everybody's older. Put another shrimp on the box.
Manny Pacquiao has openly declared that he's ready for anyone, including Floyd Mayweather, should the opportunity arise. He invited Mayweather to sign the contract if he's serious about stepping out of retirement. Pacquiao's message is clear. He's confident, prepared, and sees unfinished business between the two legends. The call-out reflects his mindset as a fighter who still believes in his capabilities and wants a second chance to settle the score. With recent performances showing he still has a spark, Manny isn't waiting. He's challenging.
Coax Floyd Mayweather out. Maybe you guys get a rematch right here in this same building. Do you feel like that this version of you beats the version of Floyd Mayweather that exists today?
It's hard to think about the fighter who retired already. If he comes out and will sign by the contract and will fight. Let's fight again if you want. I have no problem with that. I'm active now. I don't pick my opponent. I fight them all.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman weighed in with a diplomatic perspective. He acknowledged Floyd Mayweather's legendary status and emphasized that the boxing world does not demand another war from him. Yet, he also admitted that if the public continues to clamor for it, then the rematch holds potential. His stance reflects the commercial nature of boxing, where fan interest often shapes reality. While Floyd might not need the fight, the overwhelming demand could be enough to bring it to life.
But can you see a scenario where Floyd, who's held the WBC titles many over his career, maybe gets tempted out of retirement for a Manny Pacquiao rematch?
What do you say?
I say he doesn't need to fight again, but I also would definitely come and watch. So I'm sort of like,
We'll come on that. We have to see what happens Saturday, first of all. Of course, Floyd is legendary, just as Manny. There's no issue there. But you cannot skip. There's various before before, and Lance is a great journalist. I think he pulled out a good, I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
Pacquiao's recent interviews and social media appearances clearly show his strong interest in revisiting the ring with Floyd. He believes he could win the rematch and rewrite history. His confidence stems from the way he has performed recently, especially in the Barrios fight. Manny seems driven by a sense of unfinished business and believes that a second clash would not only correct past mistakes but also elevate his legacy. His tone has shifted from speculative to determined.
Would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about that fight a little bit. Being in there with Floyd being in there with you, like what was the experience like being in the ring fighting finally?
It's good, but despite all those things, after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and the operator was my operation. Yeah,
I remember you posted a picture of really hurt. Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
No, that's his style. Like, I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compi box, like slow motion from first round to 12th round, like how many punches were connected and how many punches of him connected, that's fast. Yeah. I'm not complaining or making that happen that way. It happened to me many times.
Do you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
Would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man.
My right hand is complete. So.
Boxing analyst Chris Algieri offered a neutral and thoughtful perspective on the rematch speculation. He pointed out that while the fight isn't guaranteed, it's certainly not impossible. According to Algieri, Manny's recent showing against Barrios has reignited interest among fans. He highlighted that despite the endless speculation, it's Pacquiao who ultimately holds the keys to this rematch. His conditioning, hunger, and willingness may be enough to lure Floyd into one more battle. Algieri's commentary gives credibility to what many see as inevitable.
Listen, Floyd's talking about coming back.
And that's what I wanted to touch on. Do you think that this now warrants Floyd Mayweather with his competitive spirit and attitude to come back and maybe try to one-up Manny Pacquiao by beating him again?
That wouldn't surprise me at all. I know how Floyd is when it comes to seeing other people doing their thing. He's like, that's so I think that's a really good possibility of happening. But again, that's going to come down to Floyd. Floyd and I think they're both. Floyd's always embarrassing. Hey, how are you?
Before Pacquiao fought Mario Barrios, there were already whispers across the boxing world that a win would launch him into a rematch with Floyd. The financial allure is massive, with projections of over $1 billion in revenue. Now that Manny has completed the Barrios bout, fans are clamoring louder than ever for the rematch. With both fighters' histories and massive fan bases, the matchup promises to surpass even recent super fights in terms of global appeal and financial success.
So, breaking news, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 is talking to happen next if Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios. And Mayweather is expected to be ringside for Pacquiao's fight on Saturday night. And according to reports, the rematch would be the first ever fight to generate over $1 billion. And that would lure Mayweather out of retirement. Now, I definitely saw this coming. Manny's coming out of retirement after 4 years. Of course, he's passionate about the sport, and Barrios is a world champion, so he likes to fight. But his bigger name opponents Manny can fight. The biggest of them all is definitely Floyd Mayweather. I mean, their first fight generated 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, did over $600 million in revenue, including pay-per-views and ticket sales and sponsorships. And even though the fight didn't live up to expectations, it could still be a massive fight. 2 to 3 million pay-per-views right now. Or you can put it on Netflix and hundreds of millions of people who watch it worldwide. So if Manny can pull off the upset against Mario Barrios and become WBC champion on Saturday, don't be shocked if decent negotiations really start to heat up, and then the fight gets made shortly after.
Former champion Sean Porter has taken a different view. He believes the chapter between Mayweather and Pacquiao closed in 2015 and doesn't need to be reopened. Porter thinks the fight risks becoming a nostalgic spectacle rather than a true sporting event. He also points out that newer fighters with more at stake could offer better entertainment value. For him, both legends should be honored for their past, not push into another high-pressure event that could diminish their legacy.
Listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, excuse me. Jeff Horn fight. Shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all of heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is better boxer than I realized. Came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did. But they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything from Mario. So I really don't agree with the draw. All that said, y'all know I got to say the rest.
Well, let me ask you this. Should Manny fight younger guys? Should he fight a Tank? Should he fight a Rolling? Or should he rematch for?
I don't think y'all want to see him on Floyd. I don't know. I'm feeling like the world, because it's Manny Pacquiao, it makes sense for it to be Floyd Mayweather. I don't know. I thought yesterday we were poking the bear.
Debates online have grown intense, with fans revisiting the careers of both fighters. One major talking point is Pacquiao's unparalleled achievement of winning titles in 8 divisions. That feat alone has sparked speculation that he may have the upper hand if a rematch occurs. Fans are trying to project who would win now based on legacy, recent performances, and stylistic matchups. Manny's track record of facing elite opponents across weight classes feeds the argument that he's still capable of taking on anyone, including Floyd.